Adopt, don't shop means like adopt pets from shelters because breeders are not being responsible and they're putting dogs out on the streets. So then shelters are getting overcrowded and then dogs have to be euthanized because they can't hold them anymore.
All right, so we see it. People should adopt, not shop. So put yourself in agree, maybe, disagree, and maybe not. So does anyone want to be brave and try to disagree?
Sure.
Who does? Eden, you want to be brave?
Sure, I'll disagree.
Okay. Can you give me a reason why we should disagree with this? What's a con about adopting or a pro about shopping?
Well, so some breeders are actually responsible, but it's unresponsible breeders that are putting dogs out there that are perfectly fine because they don't like the way they look. But some breeders can actually be responsible and they can actually have a great, and the dogs that live there can actually have a great environment.
Sorry, Sophia, you were saying when animals are on the street?
And like if they have too many animals, they have to put some asleep, and like some animals would have to die.
But tell me, what kind of persuasive persuasion might you use if you were making this argument, Sophia?
Like emotional?
Good. How come?
Some people have to get dogs from breeders because they need a dog that doesn't shed because they're allergic to dogs, and so and it's very hard to find those dogs at the shelters. So sometimes it's actually more helpful to get a dog from a breeder, so that if like your family needs a dog or your family wants a dog, they can get a dog that you can actually play with and have fun with. But if you get a dog from the shelters, you might be allergic to it, and then you might not get to spend time with it.
That's true. That's true of shelters and pet stores both. And my babysitter is allergic to dogs, but she got a hypoallergenic dog from a shelter.
Okay, so that would be a great rebuttal, right? You could say, well, if we were going to make this into a pro and con argument, right? We would be saying that Eden's saying the con of going to a shelter is you might not find a dog that you're not allergic to, right? That's a con of going to a shelter. And a pro of buying a dog is that you might be able to find a dog that you're not allergic to. Now, Julia's rebuttal is, you said that a con of adopting would be that I can't find a hypoallergenic dog. But I happen to know that if you look hard enough at a shelter, you would find a hypoallergenic dog. So if you really cared about it, then you could find a hypoallergenic dog that wouldn't have a home otherwise, right? I could still you could still flip it. So what you did there, Julia, is a great example of how we would respond to someone's argument in a debate, right? That's a great point. We're saying pros and cons exist for everything, right? Everything has pros and cons, but it's a question of which are more important, which are more persuasive, which can be used to convince someone because they outweigh each other. Alex, those were great points. And so I want us to notice what we did here, right? We started this conversation because Eden said if she ruled the world, she would make sure everyone adopted instead of shopped. But she just gave us, and everyone did, a bunch of reasons why we could make the argument against that point, right? So we already know that Eden believes that we should adopt, not shop, but she gave us a bunch of reasons why we might shop instead of adopting. So we argued for something that we might not believe in. So that was a great example. Thank you all for participating. I hope to see you next time, but it's snack time now. So maybe see you later and have a good snack. All right? Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.